Hi, this is Business with Dave. In this video, I'll be telling you and giving you my views on third-party delivery services and why I don't really use them for my business. This is personal reasons and business reasons, but I would like to share that for everyone to make their own decisions on whether they want to use third-party delivery services or whether they want to just get in their own driver themselves. But yeah, before I jump into this video, I want to thank everyone who has subscribed to the channel. You guys are all awesome, and I've also set up a buy me a coffee page if you want to go check that out, if you want to support me and the channel. But yeah, let's jump straight into this video. So firstly, the biggest reasons why I don't use these services, that the fees that you're gonna have to pay, they're about 35% or about 30%, and these are like Deliveroo, Ubereats, and I think Just Eat is just about lower, but these are big margins that you're gonna have to give a big chunk to these companies and big profits that you're gonna have to give to these companies. And yes, I know that lots of these people who do partner up with third-party delivery services, they increase their prices in order to sort of match up, in order to sort of get the profits that they need. But that's still a massive chunk. You're gonna need to increase your prices, cut your costs low, maybe reduce the amount of services in order to make that money back. Otherwise, you could do it face-to-face or with your own delivery service anyways. But ideally, you want to be able to keep your profits, and ideally you want to keep as much as you can, because finding customers is already quite hard with so many competitors. But with that fee in hand as well, even with all the services they're willing to do, I don't feel that it's much worth it for me and the business in terms of long-term wise as well. But predominantly that 35%, that 30% is a massive chunk, and it is, I don't know how businesses survive, and I know businesses that relied on them before and they've tanked since then. So it really depends on you making sure that your profit margins are high enough that you are able to recap what they take from you. But it's also that there are lots of benefits, but that is the biggest con that I base my decision on. So the second thing is the quality of food that is going to get to the customers. I have no idea how it's going to get there. Most of these delivery people will be on bikes or motorbikes, so it is going to be bumpy. And in terms of my food, I deal with a lot of soups. How is it going to get to the customer? Is it going to get to it okay? Is food going to fly back? Not knowing that sort of makes me stupidly anxious. So I wouldn't want to put myself through that, nor my customers through that. So ideally, when you have your own delivery service, you actually have control of how it gets to the customers, because you prepare in a certain way and you know the delivery driver would deliver a certain way. But knowing that the quality that they're buying is going to be the same as if there was a come in shop and through delivery, that's the most important part. If they come in store and they get a takeaway, it's exactly the same if it was getting a delivery from us. And I feel like that's more personal quality control thing that I'm a bit making sure that it's a certain way, and I think that's why we've been doing so well, because we set a lot of emphasis on quality food and quality service, and not having that component to be able to know how it's going to get to the customers is not what I want to be doing. And obviously you can consider different packaging and making sure it's fitted out well, and how you position things, and making sure that drivers takes extra care. But nevertheless, it can be going miles and miles and you have no idea if it will be okay. And obviously, if it gets to the customer in a bit of a mess, then they could put a bad review, and it's not necessarily the driver's fault, it'll be pinned down on your business. So you have no control over what customers will say about you and your business. So when you deal about control and quality control, I'd rather be in my own hand than in a third party where you have no idea if it's going to get to the customers okay. Thirdly, my other concern is that lots of businesses do rely heavily on these businesses in order to get their sales. So if your sales are about 70% through these services, and if anything happens or change your policies or they change your fees and stuff, your business can be adversely affected, and it can really ruin what you have, and system-wise as well. So in terms of that, I'd rather be, again, in control of how reliant I am on these services. And if I'm not on these services, then it's only down to me in order to promote my business and making sure good customers get their food and service well and on time and how it should be, than to be heavily reliant on these services and rely most of my income from coming there, because ultimately if anything changes, that makes a massive hit on your daily sales, your monthly sales, your yearly sales as well. But if you are like myself in control of that, you have control over how much you prep, how much you're expected, how you want to get customers to know you and your business. And I feel like that is in itself, personally for me, is making sure that yes, I'm not reliant on these services, but I do have a delivery service. So if you do want to support my business, do call us up. We'll take your orders and we'll deliver the food to you. And it's just the same system. It's just that it might take a bit more time and it's not everything is all automated, but we will still get that stuff done because we have a delivery service and we're not relying on this delivery service where it's going to take a massive chunk of our profits and it might not be supporting us better in the long term. Because if you're just about breaking even, there's literally no point in using these services, because you want to be making a profit, you want to be making a decent living as well. And breaking even, that's just no fun anyways, because you're working extra hard, you're getting so many other orders, and you want to be able to balance out delivery orders to your personal customer orders who actually come in store or order directly from you. There's a lot going on, and I'd rather keep it one thing or the other, and I think keeping it nice and simple in that sense is more beneficial. And my last real big con and concern is that you don't really get that customer interaction. You don't get that customer building relationship that you often would get if the customers come in store, or at least if you spoke to you on the phone. Because starting a business is all about connecting with your customers. Ultimately, you want to be able to get to know them, understand them, cater to their needs, know what their wants and dietary requirements are, or stuff they don't like, so then you can build that relationship, build that loyalty. But a lot of businesses that do it via these third-party websites, they're literally just looking at what their options are and just picking randomly and hoping that you'll be fine. But when people come to shop at my shop and we do want to get to know them, we want to offer that good customer service, and I feel like that goes a long way in order to build that customer loyalty. And a lot of businesses nowadays, I feel, lack that because they rely too heavily on these services. Because when people go into Deliveroo, Ubereats, they have so much choice. You already have so much competition out there, but if you can just stand out just a little bit more, it could be towards price or it could be towards service, they will still be competing. But if you're sort of independent, you're on your own, you rely on yourself, you only have yourself to promote your business and get your food out there. And most of the time it's very rewarding when people choose you over someone else, or purposely come to buy from you anyways. That's already a massive achievement, because again, they chose you and not someone else. So when you have that sort of commitment and you have that sort of customers have that buying power, you want to treat them well. You want to make sure the service is good, the food is always good and tasty, and the standard is always high. When there's so much going on and there's no customer interaction, people won't remember you, they won't remember your business, they'll just think it's just another one that I tried from this delivery service. But if they know you personally, if they get to know your menu and they know what they like and they want to support you, let them support you. This is the thing, if they're willing to support a business and they like the business, they're more willing to buy from you anyway. So you might as well encourage them to buy from you directly than through delivery services. But obviously the pros and cons are out there, everyone knows about it, it's all on the internet as well, online articles. You just need to make the judgment for yourself, because I've listed 4 major cons that I feel makes the decision easier for me to take, that I don't need to use these delivery services. But your circumstances will be different, and I want you to pay attention, research, make sure the fees are okay for you to pay, and monthly fees, or I don't know, iPad fees and stuff like that. And just be aware of reviews you sort of have no control over. As long as your food is good, the delivery service might not get to them okay. There's so much going on, they could be missing orders and massive headaches that you're gonna have to deal with. But that's business really, you have to change, adapt and improve. And if you're using these delivery services, at least you know, fully aware of these. Obviously there's so many cons, but obviously there's so many positives as well, like reaching to a wide amount of audience and like a wider customer base as well. You don't need to deal with your own delivery, hiring someone for deliveries and They handle all the delivery side. Your online exposure will be a lot bigger as well because it's on a big platform with so many different options and lots of thousands of people use it every single day. So your business will have more exposure. And lastly, the biggest pro is that you're potentially maxing out every single shift that you have, and you're guaranteed customer that will at least reach a wider audience, and you'll get those customers in instead of you waiting for those customers to come to you or ordering straight to you. The reach is really powerful. There's so many customers out there, so you'll be guaranteed orders as long as your ratings are high, you offer good service and good food. But do consider all of these options. Every business is different. It needs to work for you and your business to make sure that you get that profit margins that you need to survive and to thrive as well. But also making sure that your food, your quality of service, and the handling of the whole situation in delivery is on par and on perfect sort of standard as well, because anything goes wrong and your business can tank straight away, or at least losing money and have a bad reputation. And ultimately, when your bad reputation and food is not good and there's so much going on with staffing and supply issues going on, a lot of things can go really wrong really quickly. So you just need to make sure you're prepared and that you have that income stream to keep coming in order to survive and keep going for weeks and months as well. So thanks for this video, guys. Hopefully you found this video useful and that I've convinced you that there are lots of pros and there are a lot of cons to using these third-party delivery services, and the reasons why I don't use them is literally because of all the cons. And I feel like they're big enough cons, but obviously these businesses do help lots of smaller businesses reach out to more customers and make more sales. So the pros clearly are there. It's just really dependent on your circumstances, your type of business, and how you operate as well. So do consider all of these options. Like this video if you like this video, and consider subscribing to the channel. If you want to support the channel, go to the Buy Me a Coffee page. But yeah, I've been Business with Dave. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.